InfatuAsian Podcast.
Hey everyone, how's it going? This is the InfatuAsian Podcast, a show where we like to elevate and celebrate Asian culture and creators. Got a super fun chat with Dr. Joan Sung today. Joan is an author of Kind of Korean. She also is an educator up in the Seattle area. But she also started a movement, you might have seen it, it's called Bad Daughter Confessions on Instagram. Go check that out. We'll talk more about what that means in a minute. But yeah, really fun chat today. Before we get to that, I wanted to plug one last time our March Madness of Asian Cuisine, which is a mock battle between different dishes. We're going to go everything other than Chinese today. So Southeast Asian, Korean, Japanese, South Asian. We even threw in some fusion, I think, from Hawaii. We threw in musubi from Hawaii. So it's going to be really fun. But to decide the winner, we need you to vote. And the way to vote is to show up in person at On Waverly Bookstore around 5:30 p.m. on Saturday, March 21st. Or you can log into Zoom. We'll send you a Zoom link. And you can vote online. It's live, so you have to be online at the time that we're doing it, around 6 p.m. on Saturday. But if you need the link to the Zoom, send me an email. Send me an email at infatuasionpodcast@gmail.com. Or you could RSVP on the form that I linked to my Instagram. So either way, send me an email or go to my Instagram to register. And it's going to be lots of fun. We have a couple sponsors. Apasol makes these honey seltzer drinks. We're going to try those if you show up in person. Also, Mama Lamb's makes Malaysian sauces out of New York City, and they're going to be there. And we'll have some food for you to try the sauces with, and it's just going to be a good time. You get to fill out a bracket. You get prizes if you have a good bracket. But most importantly, you get to vote on which dishes win. So the fate of the March Madness of Asian dishes is in your hands, either in person or on Zoom. So hope to see you there. It's going to be a lot of fun, lots of prizes, lots of good people, snacks to eat. Maybe you'll take home a jar of sauce. It's going to be great. So come on down to On Waverly on Saturday, somewhere around 5:30, but the actual recording will kick off around 6 p.m. Hope to see you there. Okay, so without further ado, we'll get to our chat with Joan right after this. All right, and we're live. We are in person in San Francisco at a lovely flat. Mm-hmm. I haven't been to anyone's house on this street before, so this is cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when you said Fulton, I was thinking Richmond District, but we're right in the middle of the city.
Yeah, I couldn't even believe you knew what I meant. I'm so bad with directions. I was like, Painted Ladies.
Yeah,
There's like a park nearby.
Well, yeah. Now that you say that, I mean, we are literally around the corner from the Painted Ladies.
And it's funny you say that because I didn't even know that. Half the time, I don't even know where I'm at.
No, this is great. You can look out and see City Hall to your right.
Yes, it's beautiful.
It's great. And you timed it well because we were, this is going to sound super wimpy for us, but we were in the 50s last week, maybe even the high 40 degrees.
Yeah, coming from Seattle, so I think it was in the 30s and it was snowing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and coming here, I was like, why didn't you warn me? I'm like sweating and we're like hiking up the hills.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you timed it well in terms of weather, except if you didn't bring a t-shirt because it's like, we're in the 60s.
It's beautiful.
Kind of nice for us and dry.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking to Joan Sung.
Hi there.
Hey,
so good of you to have me.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
How do we bump into each other? We were just kind of online.
Oh, wait. No, I messaged you because I thought it was mistaken identity.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You were like, hey, I didn't know you had a podcast. And I was like, what are you talking about? That's all I have.
I know. I was like, Curtis, it's me. I was like,
that's right.
May Lucan's friend.
And I'm like, who? No, I knew exactly. This has happened more than once where people mistake me for the other Curtis Chin, the author Curtis Chin.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. I would get DMs from people like, hey, I didn't know you wrote a book. And like,
You should just go with it. Be
I
like,
should
have.
well, I've told this story before on the podcast, so people know the story. But I was at a book talk where I was the moderator, and the author was there, and then there's a guy in the front row. You know, in your front row, usually you're a fan, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, are you here for was that Eileen?" And he was like, "No, I'm here for you." And I was like, what do you mean? I'm a high school teacher. No one's here for me, right? And he was, because they said, and moderated by Curtis Chin. And so he said, "Oh, I'm here for you. I've enjoyed your book and I follow you." And I'm like, well, then you would know that I'm not from Detroit. So I hated to disappoint him. He said, "Oh, that's fine. It's fine. You know, I'll still, you know," but I think he probably drove some distance, maybe. Like,
oh my God.
maybe not too far. He's probably Bay Area, but yeah, he probably made a special trip.
That's
rough.
I bet he was super pumped.
He was so bad. I was like, "Here's a sticker."
Oh my God. It's kind of like those influencers who are like, "This is what I bought on Temu." Like, this is how it was advertised and this is what I got. So the guy was going in and he's like,
he got ripped off. He got catfished. Oh man. So anyway, yeah. So that was kind of funny, and then we just started chatting.
Yeah.
And then I've seen your Instagram, and you have a couple of different things we can talk about today.
Yeah.
And so we were like, "Hey, you may as well come on." You know, we're now friends, so we may as well come on the podcast. And you said you come down here fairly often. You're from Pacific Northwest.
Yes. So I was actually born in LA and then lived there for like 4 years. And then around the time of like the Rodney King riots and the massive earthquakes, my parents were like, "Time to leave California."
Okay.
So we moved to Seattle, and then I grew up primarily in the Renton area. South King County.
Okay. All right. But then come down here once in a while. This is your childhood best friends.
Yeah. I come here like once a year, twice a year.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think I like that trip because it feels like you're away from home.
Oh, yeah.
But you're not that far from
No, but it's a totally different vibe. But the weather is almost the same.
Yeah.
Like your San Francisco beaches or like Seattle beaches.
Cool and moody.
Kitty litter, sand. Yeah, cool. Yeah, definitely cool and moody.
Yeah. I want to do that trip. I'm thinking about doing. I'm not inviting myself to your house or anything, but I'm thinking about doing.
Always welcome.
I would love to do. Like, I like that drive. It's not too far. Like, you can stop in Northern Cal and then go to Portland.
The Redwoods.
And then, head up to Seattle, maybe even Vancouver. It's kind of a nice little, it's a good distance for a road trip. Like, it's not too far. Yeah.
We've actually done it. And then we did the Big Sur, which was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the West Coast, man. Best Coast.
It is the best coast. I don't hear it. Yeah.
So, all right. So we're going to talk about a couple of different things. Where should we start? Let's start with your past. So, Korean American. Based on the book that you wrote.
Yeah.
Grew up. How Asian are you, would you say?
Oh my gosh. I feel like I have to answer that with I feel like my book title. My book title is it's kind of Korean. And I felt like a total fraud. Yeah. Korean school dropout. I'm probably like 60% fluent in Korean. And I just like never really fit in either one of my communities, whether it be like my quote unquote like American community versus my Korean community. Since I grew up in like the Korean church culture.
Oh, okay.
And there I feel like the pressure was actually really high.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? To be as Korean as possible, to like retain the Korean culture. But doing that in a very like westernized environment felt nearly impossible for me.
How is the Korean community in Seattle big? Is it?
Oh yeah, it's big. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It is big. I feel like there are areas in this like the greater suburbs of Seattle like Bellevue.
Mm-hmm.
So I also work in education, and the kids actually call it Beijing Bellevue.
Oh.
Yeah. And then we have a really dense Asian American community in like Mercer Island, which is historically very affluent. The Issaquah Sammamish area. We have these very dense pockets, and the communities are quite large. And then if you go to Federal Way, where our H Mart is, that's like Mecca, right? All the signs are like in Korean. It's like K-Town. Yeah.
Okay.
Unofficially. But I would say it's kind of interesting because I grew up as a very low income daughter of immigrants. Parents barely spoke English, didn't have a lot of resources. My dad at the time, when he finally got employed, after they had us, he was making the equivalent today of like $30,000. So you can imagine just scraping by. And there's just a lot of pressure, I think, to, like I said before, to fit in. And I think that it's interesting when Crazy Rich Asians came out, there was a lot of pushback from a lot of different identities under that Asian American umbrella. And they were like, this is not a lot of our experience, right? But I feel like I actually was witness to that experience a lot. I was like the outsider looking in to that like Crazy Rich Asians lifestyle, because I grew up in Renton. So for those of you who don't know, Renton, Washington, back in the 90s, before gentrification, they called it the hood. Ghetto, gunshots, all night long. Yeah, cars were tagged with like gang signs. My house was broken into like on a weekly basis. And yeah, it was just, the dichotomy was really interesting. So my parents were like, there's no way in hell that we want you going to a Renton high school. And it was perfectly fine. Like, right. Kids who went to Renton high school were so lovely, but they were like, we want you to be better. We want you to be like, not in like competition with, but they wanted me to kind of be rubbing shoulders with kids who did have a shot at like, you know, being doctors or lawyers. They had the model minority myth, you know, they did an out of district transfer. So I was a poor kid going to a very wealthy school, and I was like a fish out of water.
With all the Microsoft employees.
And then tech, everything. I remember like in our classrooms, there'd be like rows of like Looney, not Looney, I almost said Looney and Burke. What is it called?
You're asking the wrong
like
guy.
Design,
and I know what you're talking about.
And like Louis Vuitton, Dooney and Burke. And like Louis Vuitton bags, like Line,
to school.
Chanel. Yeah. And can you imagine? Like you have a teenage daughter. Can you imagine being like, Dad, I want a $1,200 purse. You're like, you're dang mine. Yeah.
Okay. So you said Korean school dropout.
Yeah.
So did you feel like Renton was urban, but did you feel like you were isolated at all as an Asian? Like only on weekends you're hanging around your people? And then
oh my God, that's such a good way to put that. That's like absolutely how I felt. Like Monday through Friday, I felt like I was supposed to fit into this like illusion of what it looked like to be a really good academic, highly performing Asian student. And then on the weekends, being back home in Renton, it was like, it was so different. I felt like any John Hughes fans out there, Pretty in Pink. I feel like weekends was my time to go back to like the other side of the train tracks, you know? Yeah.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah. I was like a free and reduced lunch kid.
Okay.
It was just, it was sad because now looking back, I have so much pride for how my parents, you know, kept things afloat, made sure that we had everything we needed. But back then there was like so much shame, you know, being an adolescent and seeing everything that you couldn't have.
Yeah.
Because you just didn't understand like the sacrifices, right?
Yeah. Okay. So high school and then college, what were you thinking? You were thinking English or writing or?
Interestingly enough, I always wanted to be a writer. Ever since I was a little girl, I was like typing up stories on my dad's typewriter and word processor. And when I went to college, I actually didn't want to go to college, but my mom was like, it's a non-negotiable. She's like, this is how you will be successful. Go to college.
That's the roadmap.
Yeah, it's the roadmap. And so I initially declared my major in psychology.
Okay.
Because I really do enjoy the human psyche. I love unpacking why people do the things that they do. I love stories, why trauma responses, all of it, which we all have, but that I don't think people conventionally think of psychology and writing as being inherently tied together, but I actually do. Collecting stories, storytelling, you have to understand how your mind works. And if you're writing the stories of other people, it's important that you understand how their minds work,
Yeah.
Because you can tell stories, but unless you capture the why, the stories are really vapid. They're empty.
Yeah.
So initially declared my major in psychology. And then I was like, oh, wait, that takes how many years of school? So I decided to do a very millennial thing, which was chase my passion. Everyone was like, do not major in English. You will not get a job writing unless you go into editing or journalism or unless you become an English teacher, which I eventually did. And so, declared my major in English language and literature with an emphasis in creative writing. Did toy with journalism for a little bit, but it was so dry. Yeah. Well, back then, journalism has evolved differently now, but back then they did not like the editorializing and all of the little details that I love to talk about when I write about people.
Okay. But then, now you write a little bit for like Mochi Mag we talked about and some other outlets you write for. That's just freelance, though, usually?
It is freelance. It's like my passion project. I just don't think I could live without writing on the side.
Okay. But day job was teaching for most
I served in the United States Air Force as a fighter jet mechanic.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I decided to pursue teaching, was an English language arts teacher. And then when COVID happened, I wrote it was like a, what's it called? Like letter to the public or whatever for the Seattle Times. And I criticized public education. And then that kind of, drew in quite a lot of drama from administrators.
Oh, really?
But teachers were like passing it around. And they were emailing me from other districts and schools and saying like, thank you for actually like saying the thing. But I realized I was like, COVID changed education forever, right? And in my opinion, we were not evolving to meet students' needs accordingly. Just the fact that like we didn't even change teaching standards or learning standards after COVID, and how a lot of educators were using the same lesson plans without adjusting, pacing, nothing, just kind of barreling through as usual. And then students failing, and then seeing a lot of like Black and brown students being disproportionately suspended or expelled when we returned instead of addressing like any mental health needs. I was like, I can't be a part of this anymore. So I actually transitioned to higher education. So now I'm a department director.
Yeah, got your doctorate in education.
Yeah, in education.
Yeah. I mean, just pivoting back for a second, or circling back for a second. Yeah, we're still feeling like the seniors now were in middle school when COVID hit. And I think we're still seeing social, I don't know. I don't even know how to characterize it. Kids are messed up in the head.
Yeah. It's, I think it's weird because when the pandemic happened, we cracked open that need, right, for mental health resources. And then so it became more mainstream to talk about. And now we use these like buzzwords like self-care a lot. But embedding that into education, we still haven't really met that need. We still haven't really figured out how to do that. I think the easy way is just referring students to counselors, but it's really not the same thing. So and it's kind of funny, like even education to me, it's still psychology.
Yeah.
Right? It's how youth's brains work. It's just meeting needs. And like we don't want to call them gaps anymore, right? Because gaps kind of implies that the students are not meeting their targets. But education has to evolve, and as you know, you and I both know, education is a very slow moving
it's a big ship.
entity. Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, we could talk about public education for a long time, but we got a couple other things to talk about. So so everyone, educators out there, we could talk later if you want. But then around a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, published your book.
Yeah, that's right.
Korean. Haven't finished it, but I've enjoyed it. It's how would you describe it? It's short, little.
Yeah. It is technically it's categorized as like a coming of age memoir. But it is very unconventional the way I wrote it. It's kind of like I almost have to talk about how I wrote it to explain the style, which is I actually created a list of stereotypes and a list of racialized experiences. And then I kind of contextualized those with a story. So it's unusual because a memoir is generally an emotional story. It has a theme, and it really usually fixates on a particular like chapter or phase in a person's life. Now, a biography is very different because it is quite literally from beginning to
like
current time.
Yeah.
It's very linear. It starts literally like it was Christmas morning when she was born, right?
Yeah.
But my memoir is really unusual because I think because of the like cohesive theme, which is about being Asian American, being fetishized, over-sexualized as an Asian American woman, that story can't really be told in a singular phase of my life. It actually does have to start from the beginning until now. So in that way, it's very, like I said, very unconventional. I was honestly surprised that I got it to publish. Yeah, I won a publishing contest.
Oh,
yeah, and I was like, it's a little out of the box. I don't know. I think also there is a little bit of like patience required as a reader to be like, where is this going? Because it's very fragmented. I think that was deliberate on my part because I wanted people to understand it does feel very fragmented, because if you're starting when you're young, you have a string of these experiences and stories, but you don't really know what to do with it. So categorically, they don't really fit, but it starts to make sense later. So I kind of wanted to portray that through kind of the snapshots of stories that I kind of tell in this way.
Did you write them independently and then reorder them, or have a timeline?
Yeah. I think what I did was I did have kind of a timeline, but I wrote the most traumatic pieces first as like anchors.
Anchors, yeah.
Yeah. And then there are even like 1-page memories that I think if you read it, but you don't really stop to think about it, it might seem insignificant. I think there was like one that I'm recalling I think someone maybe who doesn't understand the Asian American community might read it and be like, what does this have to do with anything? And that was the reaction I got from a lot of agents. They were like, I just don't get it. And I'm like, well, it's not written for
like
you.
It's too random.
Yeah. And one of them was I was at Korean church, and I was with my mom, and my mom was speaking to another woman and bragging about how I was going to college. And the woman turned to me and started like speaking to me in rapid Korean. And I said, oh, I had rehearsed this phrase, but I said, oh, I'm so sorry, I don't speak Korean that well. But I said it like flawlessly in Korean, like in my perfect Korean accent, because I really needed, that was like, for me, that was my survival phrase. I was like, that's one phrase that will get me out of this.
Yeah.
And so I dropped that on this woman, and she looked shocked, and my mom was pissed. She was like, how could you make me so ashamed. You're telling people that you don't speak Korean. Do you understand that makes me look bad? But I'm like, but you didn't teach me Korean.
Yeah.
So the complexity there, right? But that's really all that story is. So, and then, my mom's storming off and I'm going, what did you want me to say to her?
Yeah.
And I think someone might read that and think like, I don't understand. Like, why is this so important? Yeah. But I think like it's supposed to resonate with people who have had that very same experience.
Yeah.
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 Which is also unusual because I think if you go to book readings in Seattle, the audience members are predominantly white women.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that from a marketing perspective, it actually makes sense why an agent would be like, I'm not going to represent your story because the demographic, in order to make book sales, this is like the kind of demographic we want to reach, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I was like, I could not care less about that.
Yeah.
My goal is literally, I dedicated to Asian American women. I wanted someone to read my story and be like, I know exactly what that feels like, and I feel seen.
Yeah.
So it's not about marketing for me. Yeah.
You're not rich yet?
Oh, hell no.
So you get published,
Mhm.
and then now that's kind of a little bit of your mission, right? To help others get published or help other people feel like they could.
I would love to. So I was kind of toying with the idea of working with Asian American Pacific Islander women to get their stories published, like demystifying what the publishing process looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's very intimidating. There is a lot. You have to understand the rules of the game and how to engage. It is very, what's the word? It's very, like logistical.
Yeah.
You have to understand. It's almost like telling someone who has never written a resume or cover letter before, like there are certain packages that it takes to even apply for a job, right?
Yeah.
And certain words you want to use, like I said, the rules of the game. So if you want to publish a book, you have to understand how to pitch, how to write a query letter, how to write an autobiography, a marketing proposal, all these things. Like who teaches you these things,
Yeah.
So I would love to one day work with API women. I think there's almost like an uptick in representation. We are seeing authors like Stephanie Fu has done like such great work in the CPTSD kind of realm and amplifying knowledge around that topic, complex PTSD. And also she has kind of done a lot of pushback recently on her social media platforms against Body Keeps the Score. And really questioning, like, why do we tend to put these white men on pedestals when it comes to these topics? But there are, like, Asian women writing about these topics, too, you know? Mm-hmm. But how come they're not getting enough amplification, right? So it's like, who are we actually calling the experts on these topics? Yeah. So there is a shift. I am seeing more representation, but just not enough. And I think I'm seeing a lot of women, too, in our community self-publish, which is totally fine. But that's, to me, it speaks to like a broken system, right? And I'll tell you what, myself going out and querying, the majority of agents are still white. Mm-hmm. And agents are the gatekeepers. Unless you have an agent, you cannot publish with an actual like larger publishing house. They don't take direct queries. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that in touch with the system, but I do interview authors, and I am starting to see more. It feels like more. Maybe it's just the algorithm pushing it out to me too, but it seems more hopeful that there's more material at least getting out there.
Yeah.
Published and self-published or whatnot. So it seems like it's shifting a little bit, but I don't know if the audience has changed all that much.
Yeah, it's this might be controversial, but I feel like the Asian American authors who are getting mass attention are still, the stories are the ones that are like palatable for white readers.
Yeah.
And that makes sense to me based on my experience working with agents who are like, I can't sell this to like, right? Like to the wider audience, like or whiter audience.
Oops.
But yeah, if you are writing Asian American stories, it's kind of like, how do you negotiate that with yourself? How do you preserve your story, your voice, write it for Asian American readers, right? But still make it that you're keeping the door open for non-Asian readers to understand what you're actually talking about.
Because you need that.
You do need that, yeah.
Yeah, because if you stroll into a bookstore, you look at who's buying books.
Yeah, it's kind of like, have you heard this like from the Black community, like who's invited to the barbecue?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but my joke recently is like, who got invited to dim sum?
Right.
Or K-barbecue, right? So like, if we're letting you in, if we're inviting you in, if you want to take a look at like what our world looks like, that's how you should be engaging, like as a guest. We shouldn't be changing the barbecue for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Here's a hot dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Here's a hot dog.
Yeah, that makes sense. That you have to, it's that game, right? Being authentic, true to yourself, inside a little bit. Here's an inside look at this, but we don't want to exclude.
Right.
But at the same time, we want to be true to who we are.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Negotiations. Yeah.
All right, let's switch gears again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So your latest movement or project is deeply personal, and it came from years, I guess. You want to describe Bad Daughter movement?
Yeah. You know, what's so funny is I started Bad Daughter to sell t-shirts. I created this t-shirt and it just said hashtag Bad Daughter, and I wanted people to use this hashtag to share why they were bad Asian daughters.
Okay.
Essentially fighting against patriarchal values. I think like speaking before, even though we do have a lot of family systems that are almost like matriarchal, we are still upholding the patriarchy in a lot of ways. Like we still value sons over daughters. And I think that if a daughter were to do something, the same thing that a son were to do, the daughter is still punished twofold. Like the standards are just very different.
And you know this because you have a brother too, right?
I had, yes. He actually passed last year. So yeah, I mean, I was a firsthand witness to it. I see it amongst my community. So speaking to that, I wanted to open up a conversation. I wanted people to like wear these shirts, post it on Instagram. I wanted people to be like, why are you wearing that shirt? What does it mean to you? And then for an Asian woman to be like, this is why I'm bad. This is why I didn't fulfill, right, the expectations of like my parents because I chose to go my own way. It's really like a mental health movement. It's supposed to be liberating. But then something really interesting happened to where people started engaging with it who weren't in the community. They weren't Asian American. And I mean, some of them were, but I recently went viral, which I was not anticipating. And I thought it was so interesting because originally my profile did say Asian American women. And then nobody cared. They were like, I want in on this conversation. I don't care if it's for Asian American women. And I'm like, absolutely. So people were like writing tons of comments, sharing their own stories and being like, oh my God, I felt this so deeply. I also experienced this. I experienced this and something else. And it was kind of funny because and the something else, I'd be like, oh, I also experienced that. And so it's weird because it's like the comment section became almost like a Reddit forum. And I chose to remove Asian American women from my profile and open it up to everyone just to see what would happen. It's wildly experimental and it's going in a direction I was not anticipating. No one could give like two hoots about the t-shirts. People just were looking for a home and it's not, I mean, there are a few who trauma dump. It is all women. It's all women talking about their toxic mothers and how they're no contact, how they won't tolerate the abuse anymore, and how they're choosing to live their best lives and choosing happiness. It's been very surprising.
And it's majority toxic mothers, not toxic fathers.
Isn't that interesting? It's been all about toxic mothers. And I actually didn't specify that either with bad daughter. Because right? Because you can be a bad daughter to a father or a mother. Women automatically went there.
It's just their experience, their lived experience. It's just their experience.
And but there's something so traumatic about a mother wound. Being a daughter. And I think that's why. I think that's why people didn't naturally talk about their fathers. Yeah. There's just something about daughters. We yearn for that relationship. Who else was supposed to be the model for like womanhood for us, you know? Yeah. And when your mother isn't there for you emotionally, physically, what have you, there is a gap there that can never be filled. You can still find happiness, fulfillment, et cetera, but there is like an ache, right? For something that biologically should have been filled. Yeah.
Yeah, biologically and, obviously just psychologically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was years and years in the making, I guess.
With bad daughter?
Well, I mean, just personally for you.
Oh, yeah. I have a lot of stories. I have a notes list of all of the things I plan on sharing. But yeah, it's so funny too, because like randomly men will chime in and be like, give me a break or whatever. And the women just go ham on them. Sorry, you got to hear my like laugh snort.
There you go.
Yeah, they just sick them. And I don't even tell them to do that. They're just like, it's weirdly, there's like a weird loyalty there. It's the sacred experience. We're all choosing to engage in this conversation in this specific way. So when a man comes in and he's just like, how's woman power working out for you, huh? Or whatever, the women just, yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. So what's next for it? What do you said you weren't expecting this, and do you know what to do with it? That expression you made is how I feel about it. I'm just like, I feel a little I'm completely thrown off. I have no idea. So I am, this is interesting. I'm Year of the Rabbit, but I think technically for the Asian lunar, like the Chinese lunar calendar, I'm Year of the Tiger. Are you January? Yeah, I'm January
too.
Oh
my God.
I grew up, I thought I was a pig for like 25 years of my life.
I thought I was a rabbit until like my mid 30s.
It changes everything.
And I was like, yeah,
now you're a tiger.
Now that I'm a tiger, I'm like, it fits so much better. So I'm a tiger. We Capricorn.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Capricorns, it's funny because it's Year of the Horse. Capricorns are workhorses. We're loyal.
Okay.
We love our careers. We have a lot of passion projects, right? Podcast. And while holding down our full-time job, we just love to work. And we're very, we're like earth signs, what have you. There's all of that kind of feeds to like, we love a 10-year plan. We love knowing what's to come. We are, but like what's interesting though, for me and what's happening with this Instagram account, with my book, this is the first time in my life though, I do not have a plan and I am going with the flow. You have no idea how unusual that is for me. I like I said, everything is in a notes app. My whole life, I make notes. I plan, like I have a planner at home.
Yeah.
I use my iCalendar for everything. And yeah, I don't know what it is, like Year of the Horse, movement,
fire horse too.
Fire. And so I'm just going to see where this horse goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your username? Is Bad Daughter Movement all one word or?
Yes.
Okay. So people can find you on Instagram. Are you accepting any help or submissions or what?
Oh, with stories?
Yeah.
People have been engaging with the comments section.
Okay.
I have been toying with I'm brainstorming on where I want to take this, whether or not this needs a different platform, because clearly these women need a place to share.
Yeah.
And I think the comments section is that's not really what that tool is built for. And I think that it's just not big enough to hold
things
this.
Get lost, yeah.
Yeah. So I am brainstorming on what I want to do with this. But yeah, we'll just wait and see.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So all you bad daughters out there. and that's ironic, right? Like bad in whose eyes?
Yeah. It's almost, I wanted it to be a point of pride.
Yeah.
To be like, yeah, that's right. I'm a bad daughter.
But are you though? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So there's layers to it.
Yeah. It's supposed to be ironic. It's supposed to kind of like take it back. Because that's what my mom used to say.
To own it.
So that's actually why it's named Bad Daughter. My mom would say that I was a bad daughter. So for me, I'm just like, that's right. And I made it a hashtag, Mom.
Oh, man. Yeah, and so if you follow Joan, you know that she's no contact with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
That's fairly recent.
Yes, after my brother died last year. She, for those of you who've read the book, we actually made such significant headway when it came to healing our relationship. When my brother died, she was triggered, which I think is very understandable. But you also need to understand that my mom is a war survivor, so escaped North Korea. She had several siblings die from starvation.
Mm-hmm.
So death is something that she's too familiar with. And when he died, she reverted back to the very heinous, abusive version of herself whom she was when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just strange. I could talk about this all day and I won't, but I think that my mom has very different personalities and that those personalities are tied to the phases of my childhood. So when I was younger, there was that version of my mom. And then when I became more vocal and obstinate, there was a version of my mom. And then a teenager, there was a version of my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And then in becoming a mother, she was this other person as well. She kept saying, I talk about this on my Instagram, but it was really bizarre. She said that my baby was not my baby. My baby was her baby.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really evident that she really genuinely thought that this was almost like her second chance at being like a mother again, or I guess technically third chance.
Mm-hmm.
And that it was just so strange. I don't know if she was triggered, but it's almost like she went back in time.
Yeah.
And I really wasn't there. I was just kind of this like side character, and she was really the star. And she, every parenting decision that I made, she had no respect for. She was like, I'm the mother, so I would make the decisions.
Yeah.
And and then when my brother died, she just said just such heinous things, just hateful things that I don't think any mother should say to their child.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother was her favorite. And I think that the unspoken thing that was that she wished it were me instead of him. Yeah.
Yeah. So where do you see this going? Like,
I've said this before on another podcast, but I have reached the cap of pain caused by my mother in my life. I am in full self-preservation mode.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if she goes to therapy, heals. She'll never do that. Korean, I'm not doing it. Going to therapy, give me a break. But even if she were to be fully healed, take accountability, there's no chance. Because I just have to literally focus on myself and what's best for my family.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of mother would I be? What condition am I putting myself in to open my life back up to her again? My son, with our children, they learn through osmosis.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you don't think they're paying attention, they know.
Yeah.
He senses my energy shifts all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows when I've just spoken with my mom. And there's just no space for that. Life is so short. My brother died at 45. His heart literally stopped. It wasn't an attack. It just literally gave out. And I don't, even one day of, vitriol coming from my mother, there's no room for that in my life. I turn 40 next year.
Mm-hmm.
And like onward and upward. There's only room for joy in my life now.
Mm-hmm.
And even joy through trauma, but new trauma from her,
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. Whew.
Fire horse, right?
Yeah. Things come quickly this year.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see what'll come.
Yeah.
I think for all of us.
Yeah. No, I think so too. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling
Right?
the energy.
It's like once every, what is it? Like
60 years.
60 years?
Yeah, there's a fire horse.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we'll see. I think this year's the year to try new things,
Mm-hmm.
from what I heard.
Yeah.
Try new things. Change comes quickly. Fortune comes quickly this year.
Yeah.
So we're riding it. We're gonna.
I know, which that is, like I said, that's so not my style. I don't know about you, fellow Capricorn.
I know.
But I'm just like, it's uncomfortable, but I'm so excited. I could not be more thrilled to see what's coming.
Yeah. No, I mean, this podcast is the first thing I've ever built, and I started in my 50s, you know?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, no, it's been great, but I was like, where was this energy when I was in my 20s, you know? Like, I was the rich dad, poor dad. I'm like the poor dad, just likes to go to work and, don't make waves and just,
Yeah.
but then, yeah, maybe this is the year. Try something new.
Absolutely.
We'll see. Well, this has been a joy talking with you.
Oh, thank you.
It's been really fun.
Same.
I didn't write any notes today, so I'm gonna just off the cuff throw some lightning round questions at
Oh my
you.
God. Yes, I love lightning round.
All right, let's see. What's the best thing about living in the Pacific Northwest?
Oh my gosh. The best thing is, oh God, this is so weird, but it is what you said before, the moodiness.
Yeah.
As a writer, sometimes I like to be sad.
Yeah.
If I'm writing, I want to be a little depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just such a mood setter.
I love a rainy day in a cafe, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. I can see that too. I was going to say long showers because you don't have to worry about droughts.
Oh, yeah.
Down
Sorry,
here,
California.
yeah, I know. We're struggling sometimes. All right. What's the most Asian mom thing about you? Like something that comes out of your mouth,
Oh my God.
and you're like, did I just wait?
Okay, fellow mothers, please do not judge me.
Mhm.
I think like in terms of, I do, whenever my kid does something, I disapprove of it, I don't even think twice, but I go, and he'll do it back to me, and I'm just like, what? But I will say I think it's the tiger in me, not tiger mom. It's the tiger in me that like, if something happens at school,
Mhm.
I'm like, what's his name? Where does he live?
Yeah.
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 So, I don't even know if I should be sharing this, but whatever.
No one's listening. Don't worry. Don't worry.
My kid was experiencing a little bit of like bullying, right? And so I emailed his counselor and I go, hey there, this is what my kid is going through. And I'm like, are you going to take care of this? Because if you don't, I will.
Nice. Did you put ...
And, I saw him at I saw the counselor at curriculum night or whatever. And I was like, hi, it's me. And the fear in his eyes, because this is the type of interaction we have. I'm just like, what are we going to do about this?
Yeah.
And so I go up to him and I go, yeah, so about that situation. He goes, we took care of it. It's all good. Your kid, I told him if he needs anything to let me know. And I go, okay, just so hypothetically, if something were to happen again, and I don't know, I tell my kid to swing back, and he goes, his eyes got so big, and I'm like, what's like the consequence for that? And he was just like, are you saying what I think you're saying? And I go, let me just say that I don't tell my kid to start fights, but I do tell him to finish them. And the counselor was just like, is she insane?
Yeah.
And then my kid's dad is just like ducking his head and like shaking his head. But yeah, I'm like full. I mean, everybody says like they're a mama bear, but I think an Asian mama bear.
Ooh, yeah.
You better.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to Michelle Yao, isn't she like?
Oh yeah.
we'll buy the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Hey, for me, you know what's weird is I get so mad when my kids get hurt. Like they hurt themselves.
Oh.
Like I get mad at them. Like, you know,
Why would you do that?
like how did you fall? You know, like, what are you doing? Like that's something that I feel like is kind of an Asian thing, to get mad at your kid for getting hurt.
That's so Asian.
I feel like it is,
yeah.
right? But I'm not even that Asian, so I don't know. All right, last one. Let me think. All right, so who in the Asian celebrity zeitgeist do you hope reads your book or joins the Bad Daughter movement? Like, is there anyone out there that you're like, oh, I really hope that they become a fan of mine?
That is almost like too easy for me, because there is one woman I looked up to ever since I was a little girl, and that is Lisa Ling.
Oh, yeah.
She, to me, is like my touchstone.
Mm-hmm.
I think her journalism, her ineptness in like every situation, very, very unique situations as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen her. It's called, I think it's The American Experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, her docuseries. I literally paid. I love to save $1 as a daughter of immigrants, but I paid for like a 2-month subscription to, I think it was like Paramount
Just
or
to
something
watch
like
them
that,
all.
just to watch that docuseries.
Yeah.
And she explores like orgy conventions.
Yeah, she all kinds of different things.
Just very unique situations, right?
Mhm.
But she gets in there and she's so just analytical about it, so non-judgmental. And I think like as Asian women, I feel like that is a skill, right? Because I do think that we can be judgmental. But she just goes right in there, rolls her sleeves up, and she's like, okay, what is it we're talking about? I need to understand this thing. And then her reporting, she is like the most gifted Asian American woman I know.
Mm-hmm.
And my dream was always to like be just like her. Yeah, capture stories, tell stories. And I don't know if you could tell, but I love talking with people. And to me, like she has my dream job. Yeah.
You know who else picked her? So we kind of segued into the InfatuAsian.
Oh,
pick.
yeah.
Was that your InfatuAsian pick too?
Yes.
Okay. So
Lisa Ling all day.
You know who else picked her?
Who?
Connie Chung. The legendary.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so I got a chance.
But Lisa Ling actually talks about how Connie Chung was like her
I know.
touchstone. That's
that cool?
crazy.
So yeah, I got a chance to interview Connie Chung, and then she mentioned her as like she just adores Lisa Ling. She thinks she's great. So I mean, you're not in bad company if you both.
No, and I mean, I bought cargo pants because of Lisa Ling.
Yeah. She's great. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, Lisa Ling, if you're listening out there, come on the podcast. You know, you got 2 people picking you as your InfatuAsian, so clearly you are an InfatuAsian for people.
If there was an award,
yeah,
an InfatuAsian
we
award,
should have an InfatuAsian award. But everyone who comes on the podcast is our InfatuAsian. So, Joan Sung, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for flying all the way down to do this podcast.
Oh my gosh, what a pleasure.
I know. So, yeah, if you want to fly to San Francisco, you can be on the podcast as well. Anyone out there? But yeah, this is super fun. Everyone, what are your hashtags? So you have 2 different Instagrams.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Daughter Movement.
Yes.
And Dr. Joan Sung.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then they can get your book pretty much anywhere you get books.
Yeah. It's on the Simon & Schuster website. I think the bookstore that I always like to do a shout out for is Third Place Books. Yeah. It's like a smaller independent bookstore in Washington. They do such great work.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very I love how involved they are with like amplifying minoritized communities.
Mm-hmm.
And the work that they do to just like not be like the man, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Third Place Books.
And they publish too, right? I think.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought they were doing a little publishing too.
Oh.
I might be wrong. So Third Place Books, come clear the record up for me. But yeah, so they have a brick and mortar shop?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They have a few.
Yeah. All right. Great. All right. And then we end the show. I usually do like a little call to action, and I end it by saying, we hope that you're happy, healthy, and safe. But now I'm letting people choose the third word. So you get to choose the third word. So I'll say happy, healthy,
Ooh.
and then you pick the third one. Are you ready?
Okay. Happy, healthy.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Oh my God. I don't know why. I'm going to say the first word that popped into my head.
Yeah, no, save it. Surprise me.
Oh, surprise. Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right, everyone out there, thank you so much for listening. You know how to reach us. You can reach us at InfatuAsian Podcast on Instagram or Facebook. And then you can also write us a good old-fashioned email at InfatuAsianPodcast at
What's
Gmail.
that?
Yeah, you know? Isn't that funny to say? Anyway, you can write us an email, and if it's a good one, I'll read it on the air. You know,
Very cool.
Who knows? Let's see. Anything else? I want to invite. Actually, I don't even know when this episode's coming out, but if it's before March 21st, we are doing our March Madness of Asian cuisine. So you know how March Madness works? You have this bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we put in these brackets. We'll have like pho versus ramen. And then the audience gets to vote which one should win this battle.
Amazing.
So, yeah, we get down to an ultimate winner. So, last year we did only Chinese food. But this year we're doing global Asian, not Chinese food. So, it's all the other cultures or ethnicities, or I don't know what you call it, food, all the different foods from different countries. And we're doing it live and on Waverly. You can be part of the audience, or you can Zoom in if you are not in San Francisco, and you get to vote on Zoom or in person. And it's up to you to declare the winner of the March Madness of Asian food. So March 21st, about 5:30, and then we'll start the Zoom around 6. So log in for that. Stay tuned for more details. Then other than that, yeah, I think that's it for the show. So on behalf of Joan and myself, we hope that you're all happy, healthy, and
uncomfortable.
The
good kind.
Yes.
Growth.
Thank you all for listening. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.